Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today I'm going to do a review of Kegel8 device to strengthen, which strengthens pelvic floor muscles. I've been asked to do this review after my last video, my previous video about pelvic floor muscles. So if you're interested, I guess mainly women will be interested in this video, so please keep watching. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit of my story, how I found out about this device, and then I'm gonna do a proper review. So first of all, I have always heard something about training your Kegels, your pelvic floor muscles, but not really a lot. So because I think I've never had a problem with that, and if you don't have a problem, then you don't really think about it. When I was pregnant, I heard from midwives that we should be training Kegel muscles because it helps to deliver the baby, so it helps in labor, and it helps obviously strengthen the muscles after birth, and especially if you have a vaginal delivery. I believe that after birth, in the first few months, I did have a little bit of a problem with incontinence, especially when I was training, so not on a daily basis, so it wasn't really too much. So I remember I downloaded the app, which was really helpful, but obviously you have to remember to do these exercises quite a few times a day. And I think after my problem disappeared, I got bored and I just simply forgot about it. I think I even deleted the app. Terrible. Anyway, I actually forgot about all that until this year, back in January. So I had a terrible pain in my lower back after I was on a flight when I was going back home. So it lasted for about a few days, and it was like a pulling pain. It caused me as well sciatica. And I thought that, okay, maybe it was sitting on a plane for too long, even though the flight is only 2 hours, but you know, all those things. I was like, you know what, it's not too comfortable there, maybe it's the flight. Then I started thinking maybe it's my weight training. As you know, I lift weights, heavy weights, so I was thinking maybe that's when I sort of strained my back. And at the same time, I was sort of, for the past few months, I was feeling sort of every now and then, I was feeling like a fullness feeling down there, which obviously, you know when there's something wrong. You know when you don't really feel that just normal, if it makes sense. But it would sort of come and go. It was very rare. So I was thinking, okay, when I was back home, and I decided to go to see the gynecologist, because during my pregnancy in the UK, if everything's all right, they don't really check you. They don't really check you after birth. Only GP checked me if I healed well, which I did. So they don't really felt the need that you need to see the gynecologist over here. So I decided to go privately, and it was the day when it sort of went back to normal, so I didn't really feel the pain. So he said he did the scan, he checked me, he was like, well, I can't see any problem in there. And I was like, okay. So I was thinking, I look a little bit silly, because I think like maybe I'm making this up. I don't know, maybe it's in my head. And a few months after that, I was sort of feeling this every now and then again. And then a few months ago, I started feeling this pain more often. So it was at least twice a month. And I felt this sort of fullness a little bit more often, sometimes for a few days. And then I felt that when I was going to the toilet to empty my bladder, that I didn't empty it fully, if it makes sense. And it's like there was something restricting the flow. So I was like, you know what, this is definitely not normal. At the same time, I received a letter to go to get the smear test done, as they do every 3 years over here. So I was due for a smear test, and I always get them done because it's very important for women's health. You have to check yourself up. You have to get checked, and the last one was just after giving birth, so I was due for a smear test. So I went to my GP, and it was a lady GP, so I was feeling a little bit more comfortable talking about it, and I mentioned to her those problems. So she was like, you know what, I'm gonna check it. So obviously when she was doing smear test, she told me to cough, and then she said to me, you know what, you've got prolapse. especially my bladder. She said my uterus was fine. She said a little bit of bowel prolapse, and then a little bit of and then bladder. So she said to me that this is definitely not supposed to be like this, and it was quite. She said to me that, oh, so I did ask, also, do I need to do Kegel muscles before I see the gynecologist, because she referred me to one. And she said to me, well, it's good that you definitely have to do these Kegel exercises, but she was like, to be fair, I don't know if these exercises are going to help. So obviously I went home and I was thinking, God, you know what? I was really desperate to find something, to help myself, but I was thinking, wow, maybe it's only surgery that can help. Now, I came across Kegel8 website and I started reading all the reviews, especially after this, under this device, Ultra 20. There was about 700 reviews that were amazing, especially from women who had incontinence or prolapse. It was amazing. I was like, you know what, let me try it. So I contacted Kegel8. They sent me this device, and I was like, you know what, I really I'm hoping that this is going to work for me. So after I received the device, I contacted customer service. They were very helpful. So I told them what my problem was, and they advised me of what programs I need to do, because with Ultra 20 you have 20 different programs. So some work for incontinence, some work for overactive bladder, then you have prolapse, moderate bowel incontinence, and then you've got chronic pain relief, pelvic floor circulation, and then pelvic floor relaxation. So there's all sorts of different things that it helps. So when I started using the device, I was using it religiously. So I was told to do for a month, to do first you do the sensitivity test, which is P01, so everyone has to do it, and then I started doing mild prolapse program for 3 days, then the pelvic exercises for 2 days, and they said to me that after 4 weeks I can do it twice a day. And this is what I did. I used it for a month. And then after a month, whenever I could, I used it twice a day. Then they advised that after my symptoms improve, it's 3 times a week just for maintenance. Now, what was the result? So I want to tell you, so basically between the time when I saw my GP and my gynecologist appointment, which was last week, that was 2 months. So I was using, for 1.5 months, I was using the device. The outcome was, after a week, I stopped feeling this pulling pain in my back, which was before I started using it, was every single day, and it was very painful. Painkillers wouldn't help. So after a week, the pain was gone completely. After 2.5 to 3 weeks, I can honestly say that most, like 95% of my symptoms, like reversed, everything reversed. So every now and then I would sort of, couple of times probably still feel it, and I would say that right now I can even hardly say that there is a problem there. So when I went to see the gynecologist, he said, he did check me, and he said that there is hardly any prolapse. He was like, if there is any, he's like, it's like I can't almost see it. So I told him about the device, and I was actually surprised that like he didn't know about it. But the nurse that was there, she said, oh yes, definitely, I've heard about it. She was like, keep using it. So even I received a letter today from gynecologist that I should keep using the device to strengthen my pelvic floor muscles, because it works. And I've got another appointment in 6 months. So guys, I'm really happy that I found it, because it's such a simple way. So don't think that if you've got a problem, the only option is surgery, or that you're going to have it for life, because in most cases this is reversible. Now, what I want to mention as well is, if you're doing weight training, which I obviously do, think about squeezing these muscles during exercising, because I've been around fitness people, personal trainers. I had personal trainers and no one ever told me to, apart from tightening your core, no one told me to squeeze those muscles when you're doing weight training. And this is so important. I've been reading all sorts of different websites, fitness magazines. No one ever mentions that. And this is so important. I think girls rather than guys as well, if you're watching this, spread the message, because not many people talk about it, and this is so important. I also started paying attention to how I lift, especially my daughter, and how I lift things, how I even sit down, or even when you cough or you sneeze, whatever, you have to squeeze these muscles. You have to obviously relax them every now and then as well. But think about these things, because this is a problem that will affect most women, especially as they get older. In menopause, these muscles, lack of estrogen, relaxes these muscles, and it's so easy to have a prolapse. Most women who gave birth vaginally, they have some sort of prolapse. Most women who are even pregnant, because you can even have a C-section, and the whole weight of the baby is just sort of lowering everything. So this is such a common problem. People who are overweight, anyway, I'll send you to the previous video. You can find out about more about pelvic floor muscles. I'm gonna show you what the device looks like, because this is what you've been waiting for, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, so it comes in a case like this, which is very great for storing it. This is the device, this is the Kegel8 device, and it comes with 2 sets of cables. So another one I've got here. So, and it comes with a exercise gel. So you put the gel on the probe, and you can buy the extra one on Kegel8 website as well. To be fair, I use the gel, now I don't always use it, so if you're fine without using it, that's fine. This is the gold vaginal probe, so I store it in this little pouch that it comes in. It looks like this. So this is great for people who are, let's say, nickel intolerant. So as you can see here, it's lightweight and comfortable, easy glide insertion, suitable for all pelvic floor needs, including prolapse, designed for use in standing and sitting positions. Gold plated for stronger conductivity and better results, suitable for those with a nickel allergy. This is a probe that you insert it like this, like it's a spoon. You connect it here, those cables. So basically, you see, you connect the vaginal here, and if you wanted to use it for anal as well, which can be used at the same time, it can be connected here. So what I've been told by customer service, because this was actually one of my questions, is what is the anal probe for? So they said it's for strengthening your sort of back passage as well, and if you have this one, you can just use this one because it works all ways. So it works for the bowel prolapse as well, and so it strengthens everything sort of inside you from every angle. Let me put it this way. So you insert this inside you, you switch it on here, and then you have programs. So the first program that you want to use is the sensitivity test. So the sensitivity test is PC1. Now, once you do this one, then you can move on to whichever program you choose. There's 20 different programs, and as I've been advised, I used to do P14 3 days, then P03 for 2 days, and then if I did it twice a day, I can do one each, and then whichever you want to choose, right? Now, once you've got your program set, then you increase the mini amperes. Now, the mini amperes are, this is not going to work because I haven't got it inside me. Anyway, the mini amperes are, I was recommended to do it. I was recommended to do it basically between 30 and 50 initially. I could only manage initially 21, I think. and now I'm on about 45, which is, I believe it's great, because I believe that if when your muscles strengthen, you can sort of bear more. So different programs feel differently. So some programs would be like, you would feel it like it's a squeeze and relax. Some would be sort of a little bit of this and a little bit of like a pulsing thing. So it all depends on the program. Now, what else is in the pack? So this is the manual, so operator's manual. So you've got everything explained. To be fair, I didn't always like find everything like straightforward, which should really be, but I did give Kegel8 a call and they explained everything. They're very, very helpful. So any questions you might have, they would always be willing to help. Now, this is the quick start guide to Kegel8. You've got all the programs, so as you can see, they all work for different things. Now, you can read it here. Now, you also have the electrode pads, which are for pain, to use with pain programs, and the electrodes are here. I haven't used them, to be fair, but if you, for some reason, if you can't use the probe, you can use the electrodes, and you put them, the back electrodes, then you've got ankle electrodes, and then you've got front electrode. Then you've got front electrodes, ankle electrodes, and back electrodes. Oh, and this is the information about the vaginal probe. So this is what it looks like. Guys, I really can't tell you how happy I am that I found this product, because it's changed my life, and I believe it will change every woman's life. And most women will be affected at some point in their lives with weak or weakening pelvic floor muscles. So you really need to take care of yourself. You really need to take care of your health. And this is such an easy way as well, because you can relax. Literally, it helps me as well to relax, because I really find it hard to relax. So I just put the TV on, I put the probe in, and I have 30-40 minutes of relaxation and me time. Now, if you want to walk with it, you can also walk with it. It's fine. So I've got a surprise for you guys as well. I decided to ask Kegel8 for a discount for you. This code will give you 10% off on all devices on Kegel8 website. All the links you'll find below this video. So I hope you're going to use it. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Please leave questions underneath this video regarding Kegel8 device or pelvic floor muscles, and I will be happy to answer all these questions in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.